mask. Children above 8 years, well then yes, you are mandated to wear a mask. And if you are found guilty, as I said, you will be fined. And this fine, of course, will not be paid by you, but of course by your parents or your guardian. Just a bit of a warning to you outside there. So mask up, obey the law, wear a mask, social distancing, sanitize wherever you go. Be safe, people. Be safe. To the motorists outside there, especially those motorists plying the north-south route this morning, for the hell of me, I cannot understand why some of you continue to drive at such breakneck speed. My wood, of course. I mean, just around the Gasparillo flyover this morning, I could not understand why this, what should I say, 5-seater, 4-seater, because now you have to take passengers, just 3 passengers, that is each passenger to one window. Why this motorist, this taxi driver would want to drive at such breakneck speed, and the road is wet. I spoke to Brent Batson last week, and he was talking about the road fatality figure, the demerit system, how it is actually working in ensuring that people behave in a particular way. So this morning, I'm calling on you, the motorists, to exercise caution. Yes, be careful outside there, people. Be careful outside. Ease your foot off the accelerator, so to speak. 15 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of a radio 975 FM, hot like a pepper. Let me keep you abreast now as to some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Today, as I said, it's Tuesday, September 3rd, 2020. In today's edition, 64 pages in total. Yes, 64 pages. On the cover of today's edition, a very graphic photograph indeed. Crime scene investigators as they collect evidence at Woodford Square in Port of Spain. This after the body of a man was found by what was found. The man was later identified as Kevin Harris, the main suspect in the chopping death of Sherrianne Huggins. That story, well, you can catch the details. It's on page 3. Well, the banner headline said, "Woman chopped to death, attacker takes own life, boy tried to save mommy." So go outside there and get your copy of this publication. Well, a matter which you and I have been talking about for the longest while, domestic violence, and the fact that a number of people would have lost their jobs. They are at home now. School, although open, well, not physically, but virtually, children are at home. You have parents with them, and parents and guardians. And there has been a rise in domestic violence in this country. And to this end, independent senator and psychiatrist Dr. Varma Diyal Singh said he is depressed by domestic abuse, especially those incidents which lead to murder. And that story you can catch also on page 3. Well, just in case it escaped you, Trinidad and Tobago yesterday would have recorded over 100 positive cases of COVID-19. A very frightening figure indeed. And hence the reason every day I come to this radio station and I open the program, I call on you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to behave in a particular way. If we do not, well then we will be overwhelmed with a situation which we will not be able to really challenge. So we need to observe all of the guidelines yesterday. Let me keep you abreast as to what the figures are saying to us this morning. All right, here are the figures. Total confirmed cases, 1,920. And those of you who are loyal listeners to this program would have noted that for about a little more than a month now, I have been telling you that my discussion with a medical operative would have said by the end of this year, this country could record over 2,000 cases. Well, we record more than that, given the figure in front of us this morning. 1,920. One more COVID-19 death. 123 new cases recorded yesterday. Let me repeat that figure again. 123 new cases recorded yesterday. The number of deaths, 28. Active cases, 1,201. And yet, we continue to see people not adhering to the guidelines. Let me digress our conversation here a bit this morning. Yesterday, I had some business to conduct in the San Fernando area. And I thought it wise after my business, to drive up High Street, one of, or if not the busiest artery in San Fernando. A number of people, including taxi drivers, were not wearing their mask, even though some people have the mask, but they're not wearing it in the proper way. Some would have the mask hanging from the ears, and I'm sure that you are witness to that. Some would have the mask under their chin. Some would have it on the forehead. What is wrong with you, the people outside there? I went to a restaurant and two young ladies, dressed sexy of course, walked into the restaurant and they had the mask under the nose. I had to tell them, you people just mamagain all yourself, wear the mask properly. You need to protect yourself and protect other people. Why as a people we continue to behave like this? Why? And yet we call on the government of the day to do everything. What is the government doing about this? Why we are not getting this? Why we are not getting that? When you, the people, you are guilty. Take responsibility. It's something I've been calling on for the longest while. As a people, we do not take responsibility for our own self. We expect other people to do it. While in the majority, some people are masking up, so to speak. There are others who are just flouting the law, who continue to disregard the guidelines coming from the Ministry of Health and by extension the government of the day. Why as a people do we have to continue to behave like this? Why? And some people are saying that this virus is not real. Really? Well, tell that to the family and friends of these 28 people who would have died. Tell that to them if you think that this is not real. That this is just pure propaganda. There is no vaccine for this virus, despite what is being said outside there. There is no vaccine. Labs across the world, governments across the world are running around like headless chicken, trying to come up with a vaccine for this coronavirus. There is none as yet. When you have to get your information, make sure it comes from a reliable source. In this respect, the World Health Organization, the Pan-American Health Organization, and even right here in Trinidad, from the Ministry of Health. A lot of people outside there professing to be experts in this matter, you know. A number of them professing to be experts in this matter. But they are not. I am not an expert in this matter. I am being guided by the Ministry of Health in our own jurisdiction as to how to proceed. Until we find a vaccine, people, we need to fall in line. We need to fall in line. Let me remind you, because some of you people outside there, you do not even have the time to look at what is happening on the news, to keep yourself abreast as to what is going on in the country. Yesterday, this country would have recorded 123 new cases. 123. Doesn't that tell you something? That figure don't tell you something? Anyway, so let's move on with our conversation here. Yeah, so you can catch the details of that story. It's on page 3 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. On page 5, top marks for Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith. This as a crime dips 25%. The story said Police Commissioner Gary Griffith on Wednesday admitted that corrupt police officers in a little cabal were working to discredit his hard work as he dismantled their criminal business. So even Gary Griffith, the head of the TTPS, is admitting that there are corrupt police officers in the system. He made the admission as he disclosed his employer's assessment of his first year in office, which saw him pass with flying colors. So kudos to Gary Griffith. According to the report, he would have been given the blessings and a pass mark by the Police Service Commission. Moruga protests continue over Saturday's police killing. Now, this story, we would have spoken about this yesterday. And even yesterday morning, residents of the jurisdiction, residents of the area, came out and protest. And to this end, they are calling, yes, on Police Commissioner Gary Griffith to investigate. They're also calling, too, on the Police Complaints Authority to investigate this matter. They are not taking this easy. They are saying that the victim, okay, let me leave it there for a while because our investigation is ongoing in this matter. So let's move on. But you can catch the details on page 5 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi is saying to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, don't play smart, wear your mask. Something which I would have just spoken about. Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi yesterday appealed to the public to avoid the smart man-ism and the smart woman-ism. Just wear your mask. Al-Rawi made the appeal as he responded to a question during the virtual health news conference about how someone could justify being unable to wear a mask for mental or physical reasons. Well, if you have mental challenges, physical challenges, as it relates to wearing a mask, go to a doctor and keep that document on you. So if you are stopped by a police officer, display the document to him. Display the document to him. Simply put, that's all you need to do. So let's move on. You can catch the details on page 7. Al-Rawi clears air on mass legislation for children. You see, as a parents, as guardians, we are not disciplined enough. We do not take seriously the consequences for our children's action. We say they are minors, but yes, even though they are minors, you, the parent, you, the guardian, need to be responsible. This is not a comfortable situation. This is a global pandemic. You just cannot brush it aside. You need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be cognizant. You need to take responsibility. It's a time where we all need to come on board if we are to flatten the curve. This virus is real, people, contrary to what is being said outside there. Anyway, those two stories you can catch on page 7 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Police find 2 Venezuelan quarantine escapees. Interesting. 2 of the 3 Venezuelan teenagers who escaped from the quarantine facility at Canada Hall, UWI St. Augustine campus, have been found. They were found in Santa Cruz last Friday. According to the report, the girls aged 14, 15, and 17 did not show up for breakfast and could not be found on August 25th. A nurse reported them missing to the St. Joseph police. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, opposition leader, well, she has extended kudos and congratulations to the newly appointed mayor of Chaguanas, Faik Mohammed. A post on her Facebook page said the Chaguanas borough continues to produce many patriots, all of whom have given dedicated service to Trinidad and Tobago. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
So, good morning, sir.
And good morning to you.
So you weren't Gail watching yesterday, eh?
No. I just like to observe, because when people call into the radio station and they want to share information with me, I try to put them in the place. That is not true.
No, your description of two sexy girls.
Yeah, well, why I say that to you? Let me tell you why. I looked at them, sexy indeed, manicure, pedicure, and looking quite nice.
Right.
But are they protecting themselves?
I agree with you. I was just making a little,
No. In all, you spend all this amount of time pruning yourself, so to speak, looking like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
but the most important ingredient, or the most important thing, you would not have done.
No.
Wearing a mask.
True. And that is important.
Some of these people need some clout, according to the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. They need a good tap behind the head.
Yeah. Now, the thing about it, I even heard some people complaining that they have no money to... A mask is what, $5, $10, $20 if so much?
But Wani, people in this country, and listen to my word, they manufacture reasons.
Yeah.
They manufacture excuses for not doing the right thing.
We know that.
Yeah.
We know that. So I agree. I was canning the band yesterday afternoon, and I heard a fella say, well, drink less beer, eat less, fast food, and use some of that money to buy your mask.
But a mask is $15 for a small one, $20 for a medium one, and $25 for a large one.
And if you want a disposable one, that's $5 and $10, and you go throw it away after.
To me, that is a cop-out.
Exactly.
You can't afford to wear a mask, or they can't afford to buy a mask. Utter rubbish.
It is. And people have to be more responsible, because you see, yesterday alone, 123 cases. You understand?
But and here it is. Why must the Attorney General go into details, to explain to people the specifics? They tell you, hold on. Under the age of 8, you will not be prosecuted. That is to say, if you are found not wearing a mask. Right? Above that, 8 and over, if you are found not wearing a mask, well, then you will be charged. You'll be prosecuted. And the children's court wasn't designed for let's say, cockroaches and insects and what have you, It's a children's court.
And then the other thing about it, children are supposed to be at home. What they're doing out on the street.
Yeah, but even though, Bawani, you are at home and you want to venture outside, what responsibility now lies with the parent?
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly. So a lot of people just continuing to live carelessly and to be careless.
They continue to play the fool. And when you get these figures, 123, your eyes open wide like a light bulb.
Yeah. Now, just for statistical purposes, remember on the 20th of July, 3 months after our last case in April, we were about 100 and, I don't want to quote the wrong figures.
About 130, 127 around there.
Right. So if you do the maths now, it will tell us that in the last 6 to 7 weeks, the figure has increased by, let me say, 1,800 for rough calculation, right? And that would tell us that this thing is more serious than some of us want to believe, want to think, want to accept.
And you know what I told people, that a medical operator would have told me that by the end of the year we can have 2,000 cases. The spike was not with us at that time.
Well,
people did not take me seriously. They tell me, I'm preaching gloom from there, gloom and doom. No. Really? Look at the figures in front of us.
Well, we could say by the end of the week now.
Yeah, but yes, it's 1,920.
Right, so we just have 80, and between today and tomorrow we might very well. We don't want it, but we might very well get it.
Now, the wearing of the mask, let me repeat, and this is not Kenrick Jaggernaut speaking. I'm just paraphrasing what is coming from the Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization. The wearing of a mask or a face shield is not the wear at all, eh? It does not prevent you from contracting the virus. It's a layer of security, so to speak.
Yeah.
Social distancing, sanitizing your hands, washing your hands on a regular basis are some of the facts or some of the reasons why we are not having this great spike, or we are not having this raging virus in the country. Go ahead.
Think about India right now. India has gotten the most number of cases. They surpassed the United States. And we know that India, there are many areas of poverty, if you want to look at that. You know, so we have. I mean, we there is a little poverty in Trinidad and Tobago. Some of us create it, some of us make it, but we have better facilities than a lot of the other places around.
Look, yesterday I was in an office and I was talking to a gentleman who knows me, and he said, "Well, let's do like the United States. Who dead?" I said, "Well, fine. That's a bit reckless, but don't you think when you are sick and you go to the hospital and you have all of these cases, all of these people in the hospital, it's a cost to the state, it's a cost to taxpayers, where that money can be used in other direction. Now we have to care for patients because why?
Look at it the other way. We boast so much about the United States. They practically pay for everything, whether it's public or private hospitals. You understand? They steeped about insurance, so your insurance will cover you. When Trinidad, because of certain things, people don't trust insurance. I mean that has been a long time thing. Now you must have insurance in order to do business, etc.
No, there's another matter here. People are saying that well, in this country, especially in rural Trinidad, you have a number of PH drivers, yes?
Right.
And the PH drivers are saying, well, in order to identify them as a PH driver, they should put a sticker on the windscreen saying PH driver. And in that respect, you will not have police officers wanting to prosecute people inside of the vehicles. But that is such hogwash.
Ridiculous.
That is
such hogwash. When they were trying to register them, a lot of them declined to be registered.
So if you are... No, boy, Bawani, sometimes I am exhausted trying to explain to people how serious this matter is.
Yeah. And listen to this, Kenneth. You can't justify nothing for PH drivers because you might be... Okay, you of yourself wouldn't do it, but I say, boy, I'm going to Cuba. And let me take a gas money from Sanders to Cuba, you understand?
Yeah, no, not me. That's Saharan dust in the air, my friend. Go ahead.
Yeah, you might say, all right, I'm going to make a little gas money, and you take up 3 or 4, well, whatever the amount is now. Just say, all right, I will cover myself. But you're not a PS driver. You just happen to be going in the same direction with some other people. And you give them a ride, whether they pay you or not, that different story. But technically, you're considered as picking up passengers. Right? So this PS driver cop-out is utter rubbish. So whether it's your own private car, whether you're carrying out your family, your friends, whoever, wear all your masks.
All right, Bawani, I hear you. And thank you very much.
Talk done.
Yes, I hear you. No, you are quite right. You are quite right. And people have a tendency in this country to come up with all sort of reasons and, as I said, manufacture reasons for not doing what is right. Wear the mask and you will not be prosecuted. Simply put, wear your mask. Follow the guidelines as issued by the Ministry of Health. Just follow the guidelines and you will not be in trouble. Anyway, we're moving on to our conversation here. Yes. So go outside there, purchase your copy of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. It's available at all leading newsstands throughout Trinidad and Tobago, and it's priced at only $3. Now, there's a very interesting story here. Now, this is not a new matter. Reginald Dumas, retired head of the public service, is calling for the secondary entrance assessment examination to be replaced by a system that allows children greater equity in entering secondary schools. Now, this gentleman always have a thought, always have an opinion. My question to him is this: are you saying, Mr. Dumas, that there is no equity in the SEA examination? Why, as a people, we continue to want to water down the education system in Trinidad and Tobago? To facilitate whom? To facilitate what? I make no apologies for saying that. Unless we can find a system, and according to Dumas, one that treats everybody equally in moving students from primary to secondary, the SEA should stay. If you ask people, what are some of the recommendations, they don't know. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning. All right, I'm sorry to miss your call. You can call us back, 636-7547-227-5739. I am tired of having this conversation on air with people about replacing the SCA. Well, with what? You tell me what? What is the yardstick? Tell me what? Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Kenneth.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Ms. Duki. It's something like, you see what Trump did to the International Criminal Court? He took, I think, the second member or two of them, or give them sanctions. We're not taking this thing, as you said, we're not taking this thing seriously. You see, because, how to put it? I saw a man went in the parliament to debate the bill and said, no, Kamala Prasad Bisasa, and he is my parliamentary representative. Heard him on a radio program 1 or 2 nights ago, speaking up. You see, the opposition leader, I think it's the opposition leader, took the government to court and won the matter, and she put, and the magistrate did something to the bill. Lo and behold, yesterday, looking at the Parliament channel, he raised the argument in Parliament. The Attorney General get up and said, no. Nobody did know anything. The magistrate make an adjustment to the bill. And he came on a radio program, because that Parliament must be on Saturday, came on a radio program this week to say that he went to the Parliament and he is my parliamentary representative. The reason that we have this problem in Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Kenrick, is because there's a group of people give people the impression that COVID is not here. This virus is not here. It's not affecting us. It was not doing anything to us. And all of a sudden, they turn around the script. We're not testing enough. And this thing here since Carnival. If it was here since Carnival, look. And here where they tell me now, it was, somebody said that. It was yesterday before the election. And as the election done, then they was lying all the time. But if it was lying all the time, you think we'd have much more deaths than what we have now? Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? The arguments just cannot make no sense. It's time that we lock down and we look into how much 2 or 3 Venezuelans that get away from, but we find 2. They had to be in somebody's care. Somebody had to move them from point A to point B. Trinidad is not taking this thing seriously. The government, the government in England, they expect, how much days to pay the fine. That is my parliamentary representative again. Mm-hmm. In England, the people is different. In Australia, the kind of laws I see the Australian government, I thought Trinidad was bad. So I wonder if they intend to want to give up the place for the, how much that we have? 28?
28.
Anyone only want to trade them places with these people? Oh, Mr. I saw last night. They have 2, they're using, they find, I can't say cure, but 2, what do you call these things? Steroids. 2 steroids that they're using it, but depend on, you have to be extremely suffering with this thing, and they give you one out of these 2 steroids, and that seems to be helping. Mr. Kenrick, enjoy your morning.
All right, well, thank you very much. Now, I want to share this with you here this morning, because, and this is what I have been talking about. Anyway, let me take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Ken.
Good morning to you, Chris.
How you can that term canalize? From the beginning, the opposition has been saying they're hiding the truth. Mm-hmm. The opposition gone to court. They are not speaking the truth about the virus. He's coming this one and said, they didn't believe it have virus in this country. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. When you want to laugh, please find something that the people wouldn't know about the man. Coming to everything is of that group of people. Let me tell you something. That group of people do what they had to do, you know. They went to court to try to get truth, you know. And the truth will come out now. And before this month done, people are going to be bawling. Yeah? They're going to know the truth. All this thing about, she want a court, she like courthouse. They will see what made them. And you say that they say they have a virus here? You for real? First thing this morning? Look, catch yourself, mister. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much, Chris, for your contribution here with me this morning. Now, this is what I've been talking about. I just want to share this part of this letter with you for you to appreciate and try to understand the logic of people outside here. I am wondering about this new crime that enables a law enforcement officer to charge a child, a minor, who is 8 years old. Do we have the endorsement from the Children's Authority? Where does the family court stand on this issue? The Law Association says this is good. What country is this? How is it that a minor can be charged and fined for a non-violent crime without any objection from our public elites? Are they wage earners? Now let me respond to this letter writer. Ma'am, apparently you fail to realize this is a global pandemic. Apparently you fail to realize that since the month of March, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, by extension the Ministry of Health, unless of course you are saying the operators of the Ministry of Health are politically tainted, they have been warning people, they have been issuing advisory to the people of Trinidad and Tobago to behave in a particular manner. I have been calling on this radio station for masks to be mandatory. This is a global pandemic. You cannot deal with this on emotion. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Can you write about this 8-year-old? How at all a police officer could take an 8-year-old child playing something and say, you're going to give him a ticket?
Mm-hmm.
A minor? What happened to the laws of this country? Where it gone? And then what's going to happen is some opposition lawyer will go, it's a criminal. And then say, oh God, you see opposition want to dead? They want to fight on everything? But you can't charge an 8-year-old child for this thing?
Well, one has to take into consideration here too, Chris, the responsibility of the parent and guardian. This law, or this matter, when it was debated in Parliament, got the blessings of the opposition. They did not object, nor did they abstain. They voted en masse, no pun intended here, for the piece of legislation, or for this matter to be passed, both in the upper house and lower house. And let me share this with you and the listening audience here this morning concerning the wearing of masks, especially for children. Here's what the Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi would have said. Attorney General Faris, and he is the lawmaker. He is the shaper, one of the shaper and framers of society. They frame law. They bring legislation. They pass law. Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi on Wednesday said public health regulations requiring children 8 years and up to wear masks in public during the COVID-19 pandemic are extremely clear. We may have objections, but this is the law. At the Ministry of Health's COVID-19 briefing, Al-Rawi said, we have not sought to go outside of what our law knows. We are not doing anything that is not well known to our law. Last week, the House of Representatives and the Senate, I thought exactly, passed the Public Health Amendment Bill 2020, which brought these regulations into effect. Regulations 6 and 7 each attract fines of $1,000 for failure to ensure a child wears a mask in a vehicle or vessel and in public, respectively. The bigger picture here is to contain, to stop the spread of COVID-19. And if we are saying that children between the ages of, let's say, 2 as a toddler or until 18 cannot contract the virus, that they are immune to it, well, then we live in a different world, my friend. We live in a different world. It's the bigger picture is to contain. Let's take a call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning again.
Yeah, good morning to you.
What you said a while ago, the opposition didn't vote for or against the bill.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that last gentleman understood what you just said and what it is. Why are they fooling the population and their supporters? Because my parliamentary representatives say they vote for the bill. And there are a group of people saying they vote for the bill. But if you didn't vote for the bill or call for a division, that leaves your supporters in limbo. Not so, Mr. Kendrick?
So, no, and then the thing about it is, are we saying, okay, let's take away this mass law. Are we saying that a minor, or let's look in this respect, someone who is under the age of 8, commits an offense, that person should not be charged?
That's what they're telling.
Is that what we are saying?
But that's what they're telling us. So you put a child in a car that doesn't wear under, because there's a law for a child in a seatbelt. If you don't have a seatbelt, you're supposed to be in a booster seat. So you're trying to tell me.
So, and we can go further. So are we saying that a minor, let's say someone who's under the age of 8, in a vehicle should not wear a seatbelt because it's uncomfortable for them?
That is the point I'm making. Sir.
Is that what we are saying?
Yes.
No,
you're
right. Thank you very much. You see, it is the responsibility of the parent and guardian. We always have a tendency to, let's say, not take our responsibility seriously. And who vexed with me this morning, Lawson? Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yeah, Ken. The thing is that a child in a car, the parent is responsible. If I under 8 years old is with the parent is charged. What the law says is if that child is alone, the child will be charged. And that will have questions in the court.
Well,
you see, but if the child is with the parent, the parent will be charged. And in any event, wherever the child is charged, the parent is responsible to pay the bill. Now, this what I talk about. So, I not talking the truth. Listen, from the very beginning, Mrs. Kamla Persad has been saying we are hiding the truth about the amount of virus we have in the country. She gone to court to get disclosure, did not get it. And he's coming this morning to say they didn't believe it had virus in the country, that they mislead the public. Oh, come on, man. Come on. You're not talking to stupid people. You're talking to everybody who drink body juice, you know.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Chris. Well, look, as I said, we can challenge this matter. It's a matter of determination. And just it depends on what side of the fence you sit. I am not being political here. All I am talking here about what is in the interest of all of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. This virus has no respect whether you are UNC or whether you are PNM, whether you are a child, whether you are man, woman, or whoever, ethnicity or what. It has no respect for none of the above. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Ben. Morning,
and good morning to you, my friend. How are you doing? How are you keeping? What's happening?
And things is why I had the virus. I currently myself. What happened about last Friday ago when I went to health center, right? 7 to 5 แล้วแล้วไปหาผมแบบนั้นก็ก็ได้มองในวีกับหน่อยแต่ก็สูตรเป็นการหัดโดยไม่เชื่อมันตอนกับมาเห็นก็จะก็actually they can't tell me to call anybody all you need to sign up for to make sure what because that could be understand so then that is right now I do what for myself
all right, well, I'm not hearing you too clearly, my friend. My apologies, but I got the gist of your contribution with me this morning, that you are saying that you were not feeling unwell, or you were not feeling well, and you quarantine yourself. Well, that is being responsible. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kenrick.
Hey, good morning to you, sir.
This situation with the argument with ETA, you know the irony is, Kenrick? The majority of people who are against the culture ETA is not against, they are people who are more controlled about their children, you know. That's the irony, you know.
No, well,
their children will be less inclined to be disobedient, you know.
No, well,
so what they are arguing for, just to be your obstructionist?
Well, tell that
everybody knows what type of children are disobedient. Everybody knows that not their children will be called men that. Senator Soon, Kenrick, the former parliament, the female senator and the independent senator. You know what she once said? She once said parents should be charged for children's bad behavior and children getting into trouble. Had that been done, a lot of the crime that follow later on would have taken as a parent would have known that they'll be held accountable and they'll have to pay or fine or whatever. So this is a nice step in the right direction Thank you for the time.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, it's about instilling discipline in people and in children. And I remember we had this conversation before, where with the wave of criminality and a number of young people getting involved in criminal acts and so on, we would have been calling on the parents to be held accountable. And I totally agree with you. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin.
Hi, good morning to you, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Good, man. Good.
What's happening?
Now, with this COVID-19, now, according to the law that if you have certain sickness that you can go by the doctor and get a paper stating so. That's so?
Well, let me put it quite clearly. If you have issue with wearing the mask and it is making you uncomfortable because of you suffer from some particular ailment, physical or otherwise, and you feel so incensed about this, well, then you need to get a document, some sort of certificate from a medical practitioner, and keep it with you.
Right, and when you get that document and you don't wear your mask, you wouldn't get the COVID still over.
No, but and rightly said. That's why I always try to remind you and the listening audience what is the bigger picture here.
This is what I'm saying. Even if you say to get the doctor paper, they try to wear your mask at certain places or certain things for a little while until they get off that area. But that doesn't mean they say you can't get COVID.
And similarly, as a minor under the age of 8, you will not be prosecuted. But that does not necessarily mean to say you should not wear a mask, you know.
But you know what happened? All the time, nobody want to take care about the children and see about the children and take responsibility over the children and all that kind of thing. The government only take it down there. You just say very much when you are 8 years. So children under 8 years can get COVID too. Just take it. I hear about a few months after I get COVID and there or something. The child had a few months or something. So at least 8 years. Well, let's take responsibility, talk to the children, tell them this, tell them that, and make sure that they have a mask. I have big children, I'm making sure when they go down, can you take your mask? Yes. And you understand all these kind of things, take responsibility now. You have set of excuses, and I set of this, and I said, well, here's what happened. Do wear your mask if you feel your wait and go in the public and do what you want. And when the police charge you, they make no problem, go and pay the money. Later, partner,
Oh, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Well, the Attorney General would have shared information with the public, and from time to time in this morning program, I will share it with you. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kenrick. Morning.
Hey, good morning, friend. How are you keeping?
Good, man. Good. You know, yesterday I was in the facility at Shibona and Denny Highway, right? I was pulled across by an officer, and I was drinking some water, and my wife was eating some food, and I had my son, they were sleeping in the car, right? So when the officer, he asked for my license and insurance and things, he took it, right? He asked me where my mask, right? I told him, well, I have a mask here. He said, you can account for it? I said, yeah. So he said, you can account for 3 because I'm watching in your car here. You have this child looking under 8 and your son looking big and your wife, me and my wife, right? And I said, yeah, look at 3 masks here. He said, make sure when you're coming out your vehicle. No, at the end of the day, the law is law. And officers could use the discretion.
Quite true.
This guy uses discretion. He said, ensure when you're coming out your vehicle, you put on your mask for the safety of your family. I said, thanks. And I take my insurance, and I go. At the end of the day, officers, people need to do their part, and the officers could use the discretion at the end of the day, right? But you see, what is making things bad is these reckless set of people who does one person is make things bad for everybody. And I listen to Gary Griffith, and I must give him thumbs up, right? How you could charge a vagrant? You're going to risk it, and come up with a good plan. He's going to try to get masks to give these people. Great job, Gary Griffith. Thanks.
All right, friend. Well, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Well, the Attorney General Faraz Ari would have said such, during the debate. You first of all, these police officers need to exercise what you call some sort of restraint and use moral suasion. But if you continue to behave in a particular manner and you want to resist and you put forward an argument, well, then you only caught in problems, my friend. You only caught in problems. Look, wear the bloody mask. Wear the mask. If you do not want to wear the mask, well, stay in your home. Stay in your house, in the privacy of your home. One person asked me yesterday, so what is meant by privacy of your home? Or that which does not belong to you. If you have a deed for your property, that is your private property. Anytime you enter into public space, you're into public space. Wear your mask. That's all I'm saying to you this morning, people. And we can put so much argument. Look at so much loopholes as to why I should be doing this when I'm suffering and so on. Why and what. Look, people, all you behave all yourself now. Behave all yourself. Again, let me repeat. 28 people would have died as a result of the coronavirus. And those of you who are believing or who are of the view that this does not exist, well, tell that to the family and friends of these victims. 28 of them. The number of cases recorded thus far, 1,920. 1,920. Anyway, we're heading up to the 7 o'clock hour. We'll take the 7 o'clock newscast with Nicole Dookie. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Go anywhere to enjoy yourself? Well, join us on 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio, as we got your Saturdays covered. The party starts from 8 a.m. Yes, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We got Sharon Baruch alongside DJ Vishal. 12 to 3 p.m. Captain Kendall is in full flight and will take you straight into 3 to 6 as DJ Anil will put you into the mix. Then from 6 to 9, the man DJ Sean, half man, half amazing, takes the spotlight from 6 to 9. And from 9 to 1, the man Corky D steps into the building and he will mix it up for you into the morning. Tune in, log on 975radio.com as we put you in the party mood with all of our DJs and announcers. Tell your friends, tell your family, 975radio.com.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you. New 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for major news to the hour. It comes to you with the very kind compliments of Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Lisha Limited, the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday, and Darpan Trading Company Limited.
This is the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning. Former FIFA Vice President and Government Minister Jack Warner has contracted COVID-19. According to reports, Warner was taken to a private hospital last Friday with reports of a cardiac issue. He subsequently attended to and returned to his Aruca home, where his condition deteriorated. Warner was taken back to the private hospital on Tuesday, where a COVID test was administered and yielded a positive result. The report further stated that Warner is battling the virus and is in the care of the Public Health Institution. A number of persons at the Police Training Academy have been quarantined. This after they began showing flu-like symptoms. This was confirmed by Deputy Commissioner of Police Jason Ford. He confirmed that one has since tested positive for COVID-19. DCP Ford was speaking during a media conference yesterday.
Unfortunately, some of our trainees have been showing flu-like symptoms from the Police Training Academy. We have about 40, 42, but so far as I'm aware, as at this time, only one has tested positive. We have them isolated or quarantined in a safe place away from the academy with all the necessary attending medical professionals dealing with that.
Independent Senator Dr. Varma Diyal Singh has once again expressed concerns over domestic violence in this country, especially those incidents which lead to murder. He called for people to get on board and call in offences they witness because the police can only do so much. Dr. Diyal Singh, who is also a psychiatrist, was responding to a murder-suicide in Port of Spain on Wednesday morning. He said that these killings affect our national psyche. 29-year-old Sherrianne Huggins was chopped to death by a male relative on Wednesday. The male relative was later found dead. Diyal Singh said while on paper there are avenues for people to take, the problem is more execution and the actual people day-to-day working in the system. He lamented that most women are abused 35 times before they make a report. He said excuses such as police not having a vehicle or not wanting to separate the couple must be a thing of the past. And the Barataria police station has not been closed. This is according to Acting Police Commissioner Gary Griffith. He said it is instead being refurbished to house specialist units such as the Gender-Based Violence Unit. This revelation came during yesterday's police media briefing. He was upset that concerns over the matter were not brought to him directly.
If they contacted the Commissioner of Police, I would have spoken to them to tell them that the police station is not being closed. In fact, what is being done is that it is being refurbished and utilized in another manner to deal with gender-based violence, domestic violence, and other specific units that are required.
Commissioner Griffith also defended the move, saying effective modern-day policing doesn't require the opening of more stations.
More police stations mean more police officers have to man the station, which means less police officers out in the street. Policing in the 21st century is not police officers sitting down in a station waiting for you to come to the station. What happens now, you use 999, you have the app, you have online reporting, we have delivery service, we come to you. So if you have a distress call, you don't have to come to a station.
You are listening to the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. Regionally, Guyana has created history in the election of its first Indigenous Deputy Speaker. This comes as the country celebrates its Indigenous people this month. Lennox Schumann, who represents a coalition of smaller parties, was elected Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly on Tuesday, September 1st. He was elected after he was nominated by PPPC Prime Minister Mark Phillips and seconded by the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs Gail Teixeira. Schumann is a member of the opposition holding one seat as part of a coalition with two other parties which contested the March 2nd general elections. Internationally, the arrest of a woman in Australia for promoting an anti-lockdown protest online has drawn criticism after the video of the incident went viral. Footage shows officers handcuffing the pregnant woman in her home in Victoria on Wednesday in front of her partner and children. She started crying during the arrest, telling police, "I did not realize I was doing anything wrong." Authorities have defended the officers, saying they acted appropriately. Victoria has been on lockdown since July to curb a coronavirus outbreak that has fueled Australia's second wave. Authorities have imposed stay-at-home rules and a curfew in Melbourne. The lockdown has closed many businesses and banned gatherings around the state. In news of the weather for the period today until tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, partly cloudy conditions are expected with intervals of light to moderate showers occurring in varying localities. There is also a 60% chance of a few heavy showers